Morning, everybody. Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to another episode of Keith's Boxing Gym Talk. I'm your host, K-Rob216, and thank you guys for tuning in. I hope you guys are having a beautiful morning. Like I'm having. The sun is out, even though it's cold as well outside, but the sun is out, so that's always a plus. We got some blockbuster news, man. Blockbuster news. Everybody is talking about it. We've been having a hell of a week with this Canelo situation. But before we get into that, though, I want you guys to like and subscribe. Again, like and subscribe. Canelo just signed a 4-fight deal with Turki Alalshikh. Riyadh season. 4-fight deal. We had a lot of things going on this week. This week, I think it was Monday, and they said the fight between Crawford and Canelo was finalizing after like a 2-month long negotiation. And then 2 days later, on a Wednesday, we see that the fight is off. The Ring Magazine, they reported that the fight was off. I didn't lose any hope in the fight. I did make a video. I had a bullet in the chamber talking about that fight if that fight didn't happen and why it didn't happen. But I waited, though, because I knew it was something else to it. So yesterday, that's when they made the announcement that Canelo signed a 4-fight deal with Turki Alalshikh in Riyadh season. His first fight is going to be in May. Everybody thought it was going to be Jake Paul, and everybody was laughing at that fight. But honestly, I wasn't mad at that fight. Canelo, that fight, and let's just be honest, even though Crawford's one of my favorite fighters, so there's no disrespect to him, that fight would have generated probably 3 times more money than the fight with Crawford. So I wasn't mad at that. Canelo, get your money, knock out the dude that everybody wants, that everybody hates in boxing and stuff like that. I wasn't mad at it, as long as he fought Crawford. And that fight is still going on in September 2026. He just doesn't have a May opponent yet. Possible opponents: William Skull, Chris Eubank Jr., but I think that's two. I think Eubank Jr., I think he's out the picture, so I think that's a fight for 2026 because he has a fight scheduled with Ben. I forgot his last name. I'm sorry, I got a brain fart right now, so I can't think right now. But Conor Ben, I think Conor Ben. So yeah, man, I'm anxious for this, man. I can't wait. Crawford, on the other hand, I've read something in the article or something like that. I think the Ring Magazine, too, said that Crawford's not going to have a bout in May, even though that would have made all the sense in the world. Both of them fight on the same card, and then they will fight in September. Sort of like the fights that was happening like with De La Hoya. When De La Hoya fought Hopkins, they both fought on the same card, and then they fought in September. That would have been all good. But they said that Crawford is taking time to build his body up to the super middleweight division. Makes sense. I'm not mad at that either, but I do think he needs to fight at middleweight or something like that, or a catchweight at 162, fight an opponent at 162, 163 in May. Fight somebody, that's the credible opponent to see if he still got it, see if he got the power to knock off somebody, that's as great as Canelo or whatever. So, but yeah, man. It's happening. I think after that, Canelo's going to fight two times in 2026. I think February 2026, and then I think he's going to go in September. They named some possible opponents: Jamal Charlo, Chris Eubank, and Dimitri Bivol. But I'm definitely not worried about that. I don't think Dimitri. To me, Bivol is the reason why Canelo started cherry picking after his loss. Then he started fighting opponents that he knew he can beat: Gennady Golovkin. Jamel Charlo, who else? Berlanga and Mugia and stuff like that. So I don't think he's going to do that, honestly. And David Benavidez, he's out the picture. I wish that that fight would have happened, but it is what it is. And so yeah, man, Canelo just signed a big fight, deal. Turki Alalshikh, blessing this man. Turki Alalshikh is the savior of boxing right now. He's putting money in everybody's pockets, man. Everybody's pockets, including the promoters, with the greedy promoters, satisfying them, giving them some hush money so he can handle his business and bring us the best fights possible. So I'm not mad at that at all, man. I'm not mad at that at all. Yeah, man, it's a lot of people that's in the sweepstakes that wants to fight Canelo, and they will get their chance. My if I was a betting man or something like that, or if I was like a manager or something like that, I would probably try to regain that IBF championship, and that is currently being held by William Skull. You know, he fought. I think the fight was. I think it was in Germany last year or something like that. He fought another undefeated fighter. I can't pronounce his name, so I'm not gonna act like I know. But it's a fight that I think Canelo can win, though. You know, he is he's a Cuban. He's strict and stuff like that, but he's limited though, and I think he's up there in age. And I seen this fight, and he was getting hit a lot and stuff like that. So I think that would be target practice for Canelo and a good win under his belt. And then we can make that fight with him and Crawford be for the undisputed super middleweight championship. So, nevertheless, man, this is good news. I had all the faith in the world that this fight was not going to be off. Like I said before, it's a lot of times where these big fights, where they called it off in the negotiations, and then we have a mediator to come in. You know, we seen that with Mayweather. We seen that with Pacquiao, even though that was 5 years too late. Then with Spence and Crawford, when that fight was on, when he signed the fight, he signed a deal with BLK or whatever, BLK Prime, to fight David Anavizian. And everybody thought that fight was off. Everybody thought that Crawford was ducking, but eventually that fight got made. I had all the faith in the world, even though everybody was saying that fight wasn't going to happen. So this fight is going to happen. He gets past his May opponent. Crawford's going to take his time, build up his body, some more time to study film. If I was him, I would study every type of film, every type of weakness that you think that Canelo got. I would study that hard, because he's going to need it. I am rooting for Crawford. I'm happy this fight is being made. Hopefully, like I said, Canelo step his competition up. Besides the Crawford fight, step up and fight somebody and go out with a bang. I know he's 32. I think he's 32. Maybe he's 34 or something like that. I forgot. But he's got a lot of wear and tear on his body. This man had 65 pro fights. So like I said, I didn't respect him. When he turned down David Benavidez, he blackballed him. David Benavidez was a mandatory challenger for the WBC belt for a few years, for real, and you never gave him an opportunity. So I didn't respect that. But I'm going to ride with this. You got a 4-fight deal. Love to see, Canelo get money. I love fight weekend when Canelo fights. Everybody's talking about it, along with the Tank Davis and stuff. Everybody's talking about it. I love to see what my favorite sport gets put on the front and the talk of the town, because you know how they do us boxing fans. They don't put us, we're not talked about like that, because they don't appreciate the art. But it's happening. 4-fight deal. Canelo's about to get busy. Crawford is going to build his body up. Hopefully he does it the right way. If I was him, I don't know if the man is still alive yet, or he's still working with athletes or something like that. I will work with, I think his name is Mackie Shieldstone or something like that. The same dude that helped Roy Jones get up and defeat John Ruiz for the heavyweight championship of the world. He worked with Bernard Hopkins, moved him up, and he fought Tarver, and we seen what he did with Tarver. So if that man is still alive, I'm going to do some research and see if he's still in business or something like that. I would go with him. He knows what he's doing. He makes them feel like they're natural at that way, at the bigger weight class and stuff like that. And they go out there and they dominate. Roy Jones dominated Ruiz. Bernard Hopkins dominated Antonio Tarver. So I have all the faith in the world that Crawford is going to do the right thing, come in prepared, and he's going to do what he got to do, and he's going to shock the world. So, yeah, man, this 4-fight deal is good. It's good for the sport of boxing. It shook the world up this week. I'm happy about it. People are talking about it. People are sharing it on Facebook posts and stuff like that, the casuals. So I'm happy about that, man. So, yeah, that's all I got for today, man. Drop a like, subscribe, comment, anything that you want me to discuss. I would be happy to discuss that with you. Just let me know. But remember to like and subscribe, and you guys have a great morning, and I will do the same thing.